There are a number of encouraging signs when it comes to the way that those in the US view unions, the labor movement, all of that. Actually, between 2019 and 2021, so just the last couple of years, which of course has been during the pandemic, the overall percentage of US union members has stayed flat. So that's not great news. But the percentage of workers aged 25 to 34 who are union members rose from 8.8% to 9.4%, around 68,000 workers. So that number, the younger workers, is going up. There are more unionization attempts as well. In January, there were 170 petitions filed for union elections with the NLRB. That was more than double the 83 filed in the previous January. And a Gallup poll from last fall showed that 68% of Americans support labor unions, the highest approval rating since 1965, when Gallup reported 71% of the US supported unions. And it's possible that that's going up as a result of a lot of really high profile attempts to unionize at corporations, making clear the need for not only increased pay, but also protections during this dangerous time. Francesca, what do you think?
No, it's huge. I mean, and this is exactly, young folks understand, power concedes nothing without a demand. There is nobody looking out for the rights of workers, and you will get screwed over. Many have, unless you actually unionize and you fight for a raise, you fight for time off, all the things that folks deserve. And this happens on every level. It's not just, Starbucks workers. It also needs to happen, on a media level. I mean, to be frank with you, there's a lot of folks, especially working on online platforms or writers, they're not part of unions. They're actually kind of iced out of places like the WGA. So we're experiencing a renaissance, as I like to say. And I do hope that we overturn some of these right to work laws that I know really have a stranglehold on people's ability to unionize. And Biden can do a lot. Biden doesn't even have to, it's not even a hot button issue. So I'm just like, can we pass the PRO Act, please?
Mm-hmm. No, that's another thing that they value the filibuster more than. Unfortunately, I mean, they would love to do it. They would honestly, it kills them to not be able to do it, but they would rather have the
every
filibuster
day
than to do that. Yeah, and there's other stuff that he could do, obviously, with executive orders, executive actions, all that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of work that's required to get like the labor movement to where it needs to be. For historic purposes, US union membership peaked back in 1954. At that point, slightly more than 1 out of 3 workers belonged to unions. By last year, it had fallen to 10.3%. So very, very small percent. And why wouldn't it? First of all, this is not to say that every union is awesome, whether for their workers or for society at large. We have tons of issues, obviously, with police unions. Clearly, they can lead to some bad things. But a lot of people have grown up in an environment where it is just expected that most of what you hear about unions is going to be negative. It's going to be derogatory, if you hear anything at all. Right. And so it's another one of the reasons why I think it's so important that you've seen attempts at places like Amazon, at Starbucks, and that thankfully some people are actually covering this. You have to have a countering to that negative, anti-union propaganda that people have heard for literally decades.
And it's American as apple pie, but we've erased our union history. We've erased the radical history that gave us things like the weekend and a 40-hour work week, which we should now be going for 35 or 30, because the ruling class is afraid of our own American history. So let's not forget that it is part of our legacy, and we should continue it.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.